Welcome to Wheel Stutter Blindly.
Yeah, make some noise!
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Wheel Stutter Blindly. I'm Jared Nathan, and that's Blair TheHandy, and that's Todd. He's Wheel. I'm Stutter, and Todd is
blind, I guess.
As a bat.
Yes.
As a bat. Can't see anything.
How's it going, everybody? What's new? What's shaking in the world of you guys?
I think Todd is a fake blind person. He dropped his cell phone on the ground, bent over, and picked it up like he knew exactly where it was.
Echolocation.
I felt it hit the ground. Blair doesn't understand that.
I felt it hit the ground.
Yeah.
Are you the ground?
I would have had to, hold the back of your head and
How
rub
do
it on
you
the
feel
ground.
something hit the ground?
Yeah. It bounce.
So you heard it hit the ground. You didn't feel it hit the ground.
I don't fucking know. My senses are so attuned that I just kind of know what's going on around
He's
me.
a superhuman.
What?
We're all superhuman.
He's a fucking daredevil.
That's right. Daredevil.
Okay, I have a experience
Better than Ben
superhuman.
Affleck. Yeah, man.
You think disability is superpower?
Eh.
No.
Okay.
I think it's a superpower to get ahead of the line at the bank.
You can use it
Right?
for hours.
to get him, not take him. You can use it to help you get ahead of things.
I remember being at a tragically hip outdoor concert in the VIP section,
Yeah.
and the lineup for the beers were like an hour and a half. No, not me.
You just go.
Just went right to the front of the line, get the beer. Yeah, you hear people going,
But does it balance out?
I don't give a fuck. I'm using my cripple card today.
Does it balance out,
Cashing
though?
that bitch in.
Like, if I'm trying to order something online, it takes me, fucking 7 times as long as everyone else. So, when I get there and I pass the line, I think it evens out. I think I've deserved it. I think I earned
Uber
it.
Eats automatic. Do they sound the food and menus for you? Uber Eats have a food menu?
Super accessible. The only thing with Uber Eats is they use a lot of emojis or whatever, and they read them, and they're offensive. Like, in the wintertime, when it's, on its way, it'll say, "It's on its way, snowflake." Because you motherfuckers.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You're not a snowflake.
Approved shopping bags. Like, fuck off.
Shopping bags.
So
Yeah.
this is like a setting on your iPhone you turn on, right? Is
Yeah.
that, yeah.
We can turn on speech and
And
turn
the
off the screen.
accessibility needs or whatever?
It's actually anyone who triple taps on their home screen turns it on.
Triple tap.
Yeah, or on the button. You don't have a button anymore. I use the old cell phone with an actual button.
Oh, like
Interesting.
the side button or the one in the front?
The front one.
Oh, that is
the old school one.
Yeah.
The home button.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Uber Eats too accessible, man.
It's too easy.
It's too easy, and it's.
Too much money. And they
You
show
don't
your
realize How
history.
much money you spend until you look at the fucking thing. Oh, $50?
Why is the history in there? I don't want to know that I spent $90,000 this year. During the pandemic, it's all we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
And you felt bad, so I was like, oh, I'm going to tip this guy $9,000.
Yeah.
And now I'm like,
Because he's
fuck
out there
you.
risking his life for me to get a hamburger and french fries.
I did get in a huge fight with my... Actually, what's your opinion on this? I got in a huge fight with my condo board
Yeah.
because it took 2 years. They wouldn't let Uber Eats drivers come up.
Yeah. Mine too.
I had
They
the
said it
same
was a
problem.
security thing.
Yeah, mine too.
We were allowed before the pandemic, so I asked what the security thing was, and there wasn't. So then I told them I was going to human rights.
Yeah.
So they changed the policy, and listen, the policy, I should bring it in and read it. Now you're allowed to get deliveries upstairs.
Yeah.
By default, they'll make them leave it downstairs, and it says in the policy 3 times, because many people are uncomfortable with the delivery drivers. Which, doesn't that just sound like we don't like brown people in our building?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I made that joke to an attendant yesterday. I ordered a burger off Uber Eats,
You got mad?
and she was helping me. No, and she's brown, right?
Mm.
So the door knocked, and I knew it was Uber Eats. I'm like, hey, can you let your cousin in with my food? And she never even picked up on it, but I thought it was funny.
Man, the whole COVID thing, my condo board.
They're fuckers.
I had to go to my condo board. I had to argue the whole time to have them put a sign on that says some people can't wear face masks. I had to call the city on my condo board. There's a change in the stupid rule.
Well, there were medical exemptions.
Yeah, but so many people,
Yeah.
you don't qualify.
No.
And also, doctors,
Yeah.
were not allowed from their doctor college, were not allowed to say that people were exempt. My doctor was not allowed to write a note saying that I was exempt from wearing a face mask.
Well, that was the government did that. The
I don't think-
government put that in
That's
there.
communism.
Well, it's Trudeau.
Socialism.
I don't think anyone was at their best during that. It was, when mask mandates were provincial, buddy.
The plan.
So is medical CPSO,
Yes.
the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario. Trudeau has very little to do with that.
Yeah, okay. I'm wrong. I still hate fucking Trudeau.
Well, it's fine, but people blame Trudeau for shit. I don't like Trudeau either, but fuck, I worked for Ministry of Health. It's Ontario. They fired me when I went blind because they couldn't accommodate me.
You went
That's
blind.
great.
Hope you sued their ass.
I would have
So
sued
that's
them.
not Trudeau. That's fucking Ford. Ford's the biggest piece of
You
shit.
sued-
Oh, yeah, he is
Yeah.
a big piece of shit.
Did you win?
They didn't even fight it.
You got a settlement?
They didn't even get a lawyer involved. Their head of HR signed off on
You
it.
got money.
I got money, and they fucking put it in the wrong. There's 2 categories when you get a settlement.
Yeah.
And they put it in the wrong one, so I didn't get taxed on it. They had to pay tax on it.
Nice. Like the pain and suffering one.
Lost salary plus there's a what do they call it? A penalty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the Ontario taxpayers.
I called the lawyer and like they're
paid
doing this.
for
I'm
you.
sitting at home. I'm cleared to work, and they're like, "Oh, they're gonna settle. I do 2 of these a week."
I know so many people who didn't get vaccines and they had to quit got fired from their jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of healthcare workers and shit.
I don't want to talk about
Yeah, let's not
COVID
talk about that.
anymore. I'm
Alright,
sorry, guys.
What
Like,
do you want to talk about, man?
we went down the rabbit hole. People.
Yeah.
Right? So many rabbit holes, man.
Uh,
So, yo. We're from one rabbit hole to another rabbit hole.
Okay, what's up?
What do you think about comedians getting involved in politics?
I kind of hate it. Like late night television used to be fun. You'd have Johnny Carson, you had Letterman, you know, and even Big Chin Leno. He never really got
car
into
guy.
politics
Yeah.
too much.
He was never funny, but it wasn't political.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so, but now
Letterman
you
was
got
like the god.
you got Colbert, you got Jimmy Kimmel crying on TV, crying.
I think Jon Stewart was the most level-headed.
Jon Stewart's hilarious.
Most
Like,
level-headed
but that
late night.
Yeah.
that show, you knew you were tuning in for a political satire show. For late night television, you tuned in for jokes. You tuned in to see a hot frickin' actress with a
Jimmy
wicked
Kimmel
dress.
is now
He's a cuck.
shell for the left.
Well, he was never a
And
stand-up.
so
Like,
is
these guys-
Colbert.
but that's the difference, right?
Colbert
Like,
used to be funny.
but the difference is like fucking the best ones of them all were Letterman
Yeah.
and Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson
And
was
they're
great.
and they were
Amazing.
stand-up. They were stand-ups.
And Carson, obviously. Carson's a legend.
Well, I guess for the time he was funny.
He was the best.
For the time he was
I
funny.
like Letterman.
Letterman's
Yeah.
a god.
Letterman was next.
Yeah. And now that's gone, right? It did get too political, and it's not funny. Seth
That
Meyers
Craig
is
Ferguson,
unwatchable.
man, he could wheel women, eh?
Oh,
But you watch Craig you go back and watch him in
That show
the
was-
gay robot sidekick.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fucking genius.
Hilarious.
It's so funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Apparently,
Since
he was
then-
a pro at snorting cocaine too.
You
Oh,
the
yeah.
best
He,
comic
he
there.
admitted that. Yeah.
Well, I read his biography, man, or his autobiography. He
Did
was
ya?
a fucking mess. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
I loved him on the Drew Carey show. He was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was
great.
great.
on the Drew Carey show.
Yeah. He's a funny guy.
Great.
But yeah, so like I think, I don't know. I think it's okay to make fun of politics and politicians without picking a side, in my opinion. You shouldn't say you're left. You shouldn't say you're right. And at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? Like,
Well, it depends on the person. Like, you're going to have Louis Black. He's going to be a left comedian. But there's political comedians. But yeah, fucking, it doesn't have to be in every goddamn talk show all the
No.
time.
yeah,
every-
like 20 minutes off the top. Like that's I gotta listen to you.
Well,
Down
and-
talk this person or that person or whatever. Like, come on.
And
we get
whatever-
enough of that from the politicians themselves. I don't want to hear it from the comedians. I want to laugh. At comedians.
whatever your opinions are, is depressing either way, and I don't want to hear about it. I want
Yeah.
to listen to comedy.
But I think, yeah.
And no one's good at it. Like, I listened to a clip of Norm Macdonald that was like 15 years old, where he was on a radio show. The guy was so smart. He was on a radio show, and a girl called in and said, "Can you come play at my school?" And he made a joke about teachers being lazy, and then said, "Is your school in a black neighborhood? Because blacks make less money, and those neighborhoods are dangerous." And it was a call-in show, and all he got were white people calling in who are teachers, giving them shit because I'm a teacher, I work really hard, and black people call in saying, "We do live in poor neighborhoods. You fuckers don't pay us enough money."
Whenever you have a comic that enters the mainstream, that enters a realm that's not a comedy club, there will always be problems.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, man, I was so funny. I was at my family dinner, man, and Tony Hinchcliffe came up, right? And people know my affiliation with Tony,
Yeah.
right? And everybody was like talking about this, and I'm like, that's what happens, like, when you bring somebody into, like, mainstream, they should know, if you're hiring somebody, you should know what they're going to be like, right? You don't hire a steak chef to cook a vegan supper. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So, the funny thing, my mom even took Tony's side. My mom, like, met Tony before, and she's like, "Oh, Tony, I love him." And my whole cousin's like, "Oh, he's right wing." And my mom's like, "I don't care. He's a nice guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I had two problems with Tony Hinchcliffe's thing.
Let's talk about it.
First thing is, it's the wrong audience. Like you said, don't get involved in stuff like that. Like, you look at, like, Bill Burr, who's a master.
Right.
A master. When things get out of hand, what's his way to bring it back? Whoa, this is a comedy show. It's not a rally.
Yeah.
This was a literal rally. So he was on doing what's supposed to be a joke, and it's kind of a weak joke. I can see where it works. Doing a joke before, like, the next speaker after him was screaming about how America's for Americans and Americans only. Like, it's a rally vibe. It's not a comedy vibe. That's why it gets misunderstood. My second problem with it is he's a roast comic. That's great. How many roasts do you go to where the person you're roasting isn't there? How do you share stage with Rudy Giuliani as a roast comic and not make a joke about Rudy Giuliani and then say, "Well, I'm just a roast comedian"? You can't do
He's
it.
also a disruptor, right?
No, he's a disruptor. But I mean,
He's a disruptor. So
you
he
lose.
disrupt the place.
Yeah, but you lose. But he's not a disruptor when his material agrees with every other speaker at that rally, and when he's not making fun of a bunch of people who are just fucking walking cartoon characters who are sharing a stage with him. If he's a roast comedian and he wants to fall back on "I'm a roast comedian," then you got to roast the people you're there with, and he didn't.
Okay. Oh, he didn't make fun of anybody.
He didn't make fun of Rudy Giuliani.
Right.
Didn't make fun of Steve Bannon. Like, he didn't make fun of those people. He just made fun of, like, Puerto Ricans, and so you can't fall back on him. A roast comedian.
I get the bit though, and like
the bit's fine. I'm never offended by a joke.
No, I know that. Like, I'm just saying, I get the bit and understand
What?
that they do have a garbage problem in Puerto Rico. That hey, maybe the last administration did not address it and try to fix the problem for the Puerto Ricans. So,
but you also have to be aware of, like, Puerto Ricans are still rightly angry because Trump's first term, when they had that big hurricane
there, yeah.
he didn't fund it to fix it. That's why there's a big garbage
Yeah,
problem.
but that's
New York City.
historic too.
It's in New York City, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many Puerto Ricans in New York City. That's
Yeah.
one thing I didn't.
It was just pointless. I don't see the point of it. He wasn't going to win
Also,
anybody over.
He said some harsher. He said some more offensive jokes that people are skipping.
Like what? Which one?
Don't look at me, dude.
You heard it? You heard the joke?
Oh yeah, he said worse stuff.
Carving
Watermelons,
with black
yeah.
people?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They made a big deal about that. They made a big deal about that. I heard a lot about that.
I wanted you to say it, but yeah.
Looks at me. You see that?
So we don't have a camera.
You seen it?
We don't have a producer camera yet, but we will. We'll get it.
Why?
For those of you that Dante's black. He's our producer.
And I'm
We're going to get a camera.
Okay, guys.
equal.
Guys.
I'm equal opportunity.
I didn't know Dante was black.
No! You did not.
I didn't know Dante.
Come on.
First time?
Oh,
Yes!
that's awesome.
Yes!
That is awesome.
Yes! This is real, folks. This is not make-believe.
You couldn't
It's not
Okay,
man.
let's
Paul
explore
found
this.
out that Dante was a black
Let's
man.
explore this. You're
Let's-
like fully black?
No.
Okay. How'd you end up with a dirty Italian name? Dante.
My dad really liked the anime Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
That is a great story because my dad liked the anime when Dante's Inferno was like a 5,000-year-old novel. I love it.
It's a good book.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same.
Italian this whole time?
I honestly didn't know. You don't have an Italian last name. I thought Dante, whatever. I wouldn't. Yeah, how would I know?
I can't believe this.
Yeah. Is everyone else? Like, should I be scared? Are you guys black too?
Why would you be scared?
If I'm in a room full of black people,
Yeah,
I'm
what's scary
Asian.
about that?
I don't know. I've been told that that's
I've
scary.
been told.
Personally, I don't see color, but I watch a lot of comedy like that Tony Hinchcliffe guy.
Yeah.
Tony didn't see color.
I'm
at
actually
all.
Puerto Rican.
I had once them. Yeah.
No, it's actually that is the thing. I don't know people's races, and like
Does that get you into trouble sometimes?
No, we could.
How would that get you?
it doesn't get me in trouble.
Does it get you into trouble, though, like, he could say something.
No, but it's one of those things that you can't ask.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one of those things you can't, and like audio description in shows doesn't say, they never say it. You can't. But I did
You
have.
can't tell by voice all the time.
No, there's a famous story at. I don't want to name the place I work at, but there's a lot of blind people there.
Okay.
And a blind person said to the person who ran one of the departments, I'm glad, and they had a Scottish last name, the person who ran the department. And they said, I'm glad you got it, and not one of those Asians coming here who are taking all our jobs.
Nice.
Yeah, but the Scottish name was her married name. Yeah, she was from Hong Kong.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so like, don't be racist. It's stupid. It's just a visual thing. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Like, I try to be racist, but it's hard, man. You got to ask.
I once had a black person told me I don't see disability. I was thinking in my head, I can't say I don't see color. I was like, I can't. I don't know. It's supposed to be a lot funnier in my head, but
Yeah, that's one of my openers now. Is I cancel on my cane and call him a dude,
right,
and then I say, oh, "Sorry, I don't see gender. I feel it sometimes."
right.
Yeah,
You only feel gender,
yeah, because I bump into women a lot of times because people don't say anything when I'm walking by them.
right?
Yeah,
They might like it.
they might.
But you do know there's women with penises now, right?
It's a weird to walk around like that. Like in what situation?
How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Do you guys have any situations with changing the clocks?
I can't change the clock on my wheelchair right now, and it's driving me up the freaking wall.
I learned how to change the clock on my oven.
So I keep looking. It's 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
and then I gotta look at my
Somewhere.
phone, and oh my God! And
Give me
then
one buffet.
and then by 7 o'clock at night, I feel like it's midnight.
Yeah.
Your chair doesn't auto update?
No.
That is the most fucking ironic, cruel, ableist design I've ever heard of. I love it.
And you're supposed to like press and hold this mode button, because obviously I checked it out online. So I press and hold the mode button, and you're supposed to hold it for a while, and then the screen will come up to get into the programming, right? But
Yeah.
I'm pressing mode, and it doesn't work. So I think I actually have to go and pay a service fee of like $80 or
Probably.
whatever for them just to change the time. So my mind
Just
will
because you don't know
fucking-
how to add
Funny how
one.
disability costs money.
Disability tax.
Oh, come on. Like anything.
You want-
Anything.
you wanna talk
that
about
has
the disability
medical on
There
it.
tax?
is disability tax, is there?
Yeah, well, that's what it's called, right? People have figured it out. The disability tax is like, I can't do groceries, so I pay $7 for it to be delivered.
Yeah.
Or I can't do groceries, so I can't go to No Frills. I got to get delivered from Longo's.
Yeah.
Just the shit that costs you more because you can't drive somewhere.
I can't speak properly, so call around 14 grand for speech therapy.
You can't speak properly?
14 grand.
Yeah.
Well,
You should have paid for the one that was 20 grand, buddy.
I get a job at Tim Hortons. That's a whole different story. No, but like,
Yeah, no.
Blair was telling me a story how his scooter without a batteries, right?
Yeah.
He called his company. This company sent him faulty batteries
Twice.
twice. And he made them pay 2 times
Mm-hmm.
to change the battery out of the thing.
And then, thank God, good old Canadian Tire yesterday. Now, they were $100 more than the battery company, but at least they worked when I put them in.
They sell
Yeah.
batteries for your wheelchair at Canadian Tire.
Oh, okay, so these were for the scooters that I use for my wheelchair accessible art tours. So I
Okay.
take the ones that I put able-bodied people in.
Okay.
But Jared hurt his foot recently, and it was real bad, and so I had to, like, both of them are down right now. So I had to get batteries in the one. I was going to give the chair to Jared so he could get around.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my
twice they
foot's
sent me
swollen.
batteries. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, is it the chair? Now I got to get into,
Is Jared worth it?
is Jared worth it? Yeah. No. But I'm like, no, now am I getting into hundreds of dollars of getting a technician to come over?
Yeah. Well,
And
all
then
that shit.
so I was like, screw it, I'll go and get the batteries from Canadian Tire. If they don't work, Canadian Tire is cool. I can bring them back and get my money back.
Then the company called, hang up on him 2 times.
I called the company to tell them what was up. And as soon as I got into talking to them about what was wrong, they hung up on me twice.
That's crazy.
Do you remember
Nice.
the name of the company?
I don't want to say that.
Don't want to say that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they'll
But-
slander
You're nice.
or
But all
whatever.
that stuff, like how much does a chair cost if you were to buy a brand new chair?
So this chair, the way it works is there's a adaptive aid program,
Yep, ADP.
ADP, through the province of Ontario.
You get a new chair
So-
every, 10 years?
Every 5
5 years?
years,
Oh,
you
that's
can be
good.
reassessed if
High-tech,
you need
yeah.
it, and you can get a new chair. They will cover 75%. If you are on some type of social assistance, such as ODSP or whatever, then ODSP will cover the 25%. So I cover the 25%, and the 25% of this chair was like $8,700.
Yeah. All that stuff, man.
So the chair was 34,000 around.
This.
It costs more than my car.
This piece of graphite.
Yeah,
Yes.
What do you think this costs?
$20.
How much? $800.
No, it's not. No, it's not crazy. It's $65.
Yeah.
But they will give me one for $5 every 5 years.
Oh my God!
But this is
3D
the-
print it?
But this is the upgraded one. They'll pay for the
Can you
metal one.
3D print it?
I don't know. Probably.
carbon fiber.
Yeah. Graphite. I bought graphite because they give out the free ones are aluminum. Not free ones, but the every 5-year ones are aluminum. And I was like walking back and forth to get my kids from school in like thunderstorms. I was like, this is probably a bad idea, walking on a 6-foot aluminum pole. So I got graphite. And then I was talking to my buddy about it, and he's like, graphite's more conductive than aluminum. So I'm going to die.
Lightning strikes, man.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you for checking out another episode of Wheel Stutter Blindly. You can check us out for all episodes on Patreon before you see it on YouTube.
Yeah.
You check me out at Jared Nathan at JaredNathanComedy.com and Jared Nathan on Instagram and DisabilityPrivilege.com. And where do people check you out?
Instagram, can't walkie talkie. The Patreon also different levels. We got the best level is what is it? I think it's like $1,500.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's
Honorary-
1,000. It's 1,000. The
What was it
1,000
called?
is the
Honorary.
top one.
Thousand.
Honorary retard.
Honorary R word.
There you go. I said.
Fill in the blanks.
There you go.
Fill in the blanks.
They
Hey,
start
Todd.
at $5 and they go up to 1,000. So
Yep. And also I'm on Instagram, whatever, all this stuff. Also, you should donate on Patreon. We're trying to get Jared 2 hours usually here. We're trying to get some bail money together for him. So if you could help out, we'd appreciate it. And talk to you next, guys.
Peace.
peace.